That's the true Irish. But thank you. Thank you, everyone, for allowing us to speak here today. I would also like to recognize my wife. My wife, Chris, and I have been married for 32 years. I've been an attorney for 30 years. You might be able to guess that means that my wife supported me through 2 years of law school, for which I am very grateful. Also, I remember that's 30 years for practicing law because the night before I took the bar exam, I was at Lamaze class. And I can always count how many years I was an attorney by how old my oldest daughter is. We have 3 children. I have 1 daughter who is married, and I have 1 grandchild and 1 on the way, although I just found that out, and that's exciting. As far as my background, yes, I've been an attorney for 30 years. The first 7 years I practiced a little bit of everything. And then I decided, and by everything I mean I had jury trials, I had civil trials, I had criminal trials, I did family law, I did some probate, I did some workers' compensation, I did some unemployment compensation, I did just about anything a lawyer can do. And I realized that if you're a jack of all trades, you're a master of none. I decided to master the area of family law because that's where the greatest need was. Make no mistake about it. The judges who get elected here in this county will serve on the family law division. It's what always happens. The only difference is that most judges want to get out of it. They don't have the patience, the tolerance, the understanding to deal with people going through this emotional part of their lives. I have been working with people in this process for 23 years now. I understand that. And I work with them, and I want to continue to do that. There has never been one judge in the Court of Common Pleas of York County who has been moved out of the family law division if they wanted to stay there. I want to stay there. That's my specialty. That's what I will do. I have many ideas with respect to the family law division. I don't have the time to do that right now. I would like to say that I built up a very successful law practice. I'm in one of the largest law firms in York. I also was on the management team of my law firm for the past 10 years. That means I deal with issues such as payroll. I deal with taxes. I understand what it was like when we had to put new health insurance in place for our employees because of the new law. We had to deal with it. I dealt with it as in the management team of my law firm. I understand the problem with delay. Delay is probably the biggest concern in the area of family law. People going through this want prompt decisions. They need judges who will give prompt decisions. As a practicing attorney, I know that I have to deliver that to my clients who are paying their bill. I expect to be able to do that to clients going through the court system in a very prompt and expedient manner because that's what they deserve. Yes, sir.
Mr. O'Shea, I'll ask you the same question I asked Mr. Flannery. You did not fill out the voters form.
Yes, I will tell you why. When I decided to run for judge, I talked to one of the judges I respect the most in this county, Judge John Euler. John Euler, he pointed out the rules of ethics. And he said, you will be asked questions that you cannot answer under the rules of ethics. We are not allowed to give political opinion. That is the rule. It's in the rules of ethics. I understand that there's been a United States Supreme Court that questions that and that says that that's unconstitutional. However, they haven't changed the rules of ethics for lawyers. Can I be disbarred for doing that? I don't know. I've won in this county the Robert E. Kohler Award for Ethics in Civility from the Inn of Court. That's one of the highest awards that anyone can receive in this county. Thank you. I was told to stop.
Hi, Tom. You just got caught with this question because you mentioned family law. I had a custody trial this week and was encountered by a judge who went out to the scene and inspected the scene before he rendered his decision. So what is your opinion on judges taking that action?
In a family law case?
In a custody trial.
In a custody case?
Yes.
Quite frankly, the courtroom is the place to present evidence. It would be nice, you might say that was great of a judge to do, but the problem is a judge going to do that in every case. They won't have the time, they won't have the ability. And there will be scenes that have changed. So should this happen in one case, I would say no, it's not authorized by the rules of civil procedure. There is a way, and let me just point out, there is a way to do site inspections. I've never heard it being done in a family law case. I've never had it happen to me. If there was something extremely unusual in that case, I think the judge would have discretion to do it, but I think it would have to be extremely unlikely.
As a follow-up, Mr. O'Shea, to your response with regards to form, there are two questions here. One deals with community service, and the other deals with how many jury trials that you were could potentially have participated in. So again, my question is, why not fill out the form?
Let me ask, I could have filled out some of the questions, but quite frankly, I get many, many questionnaires, and I follow Judge Rule's advice in not answering them. It's as simple as that. Now, as far as the question with jury trial, I handled approximately 12 jury trials during those 7 years where I did a little bit of everything. Family law does not have jury trials. That's why I'm not doing jury trials. The judges who handle family law cases will not be handling jury trials. Now, as far as my community involvement, I was president of the York County Bar Association in 2003. I was president of the York County Bar Foundation in 2010. The Bar Foundation is the charitable arm of the Bar Association. What that means is we do the charity work. One of my biggest projects, one of my proudest projects is the Truancy Prevention Initiative that was put into place over the last few years. The Bar Foundation funded the project. We have it all through private donations, many of the donations through the Bar Association, through members of the bar, and our goal is to prevent truancy because that's what leads to dropout, that's what leads to crime. Thank you. Yes?
What do you feel is a major problem facing the York County Court of Appeals?
In my area, I find several things, but the one is delay. Delay is a problem. Now, I understand the question before. People cannot, the Good Old Boys Network does exist, for those who ask. And that means when someone is in a case, why don't they complain to the Judicial Review Board? Why don't they file a grievance? Because unless the Judicial Review Board does something, which is very unlikely, the judge who they're complaining about is going to decide their case. They don't want to anger that judge. That judge has wide discretion in family law matters. And I have had numerous cases over the years where I tell my client, I can make the complaint. They're waiting 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, in some cases over a year for a pretrial matter to be decided. And we don't get that. You need judges who do prompt work, and I will.
Last question. Are you pro-life?
Yes, I am.
What's your position on the UN treaty with the child?
I would agree with Mr. Megas. I'm not thrilled about any treaties with the UN. But, quite frankly, that would have very little to do with being a judge on the Court of Common Pleas of York County.